Тук мога да знам какво става. Не си помислил, дали може да знаеш нататък. Някак си приемаш зададеност, че щом си се затворени очи, значи там няма. Там не можеш да знаеш. Това може би не.
Okay. Let's take this last minute to end the circle. You ready? Great. Okay. Is it becoming clear, those body wishes? Yeah. Clear, I mean, so okay, yes, understand. It's a way. It's a process. It's a kind of question.
It's strange because if you feel good and better and feel relaxing, feel pleasure when you're touching, when you're dancing, and the next moment you say the question, wow, but we're not working now. We make pleasure for us. Where is the progressive? Where is the progressive? Not working. We make pleasure. That for me.
Make muscles.
What does this mean?
Може ли да кажеш същото на български,
Да.
защото аз, например, не те разбира.
Кажи, да, интерпретирай.
Не кажи. Да кажеш какво.
Ти да го кажеш на български.
Ами, мисля, че you understand.
Да, но те не те разбира.
Ами, вие много добре знаете какво.
You're making a good point because it's a concept. Changing a concept. You ask a question. Your question is actually a change of concept for you.
No, somebody maybe ask this question. This is not progressive work. We don't learn a technique. We learn feelings and senses. Yeah. We
I can tell you that from experience, many times periods that I was practicing a lot physically, doing exercises and body working, and also working on kind of high techniques like Feldenkrais and tuning the body, and sometimes I had periods with contact that I almost stopped dancing. I danced very little. And then returning, I found that I got better. Suddenly I felt much better because I was more relaxed, more released. I could allow myself more to experience what there is, to be more accurate to how am I now, than what I want to do. And then suddenly I could do things I couldn't do before. I felt more flexible physically. I had more range of movement. I could dance quicker, do faster moves. I can remember falling from very high, very easily. Oh, doesn't hurt. So it is learning to listen to the senses. It is a progress.
Yeah.
We always should do parallel listening and practicing form. We do form. We do certain postures. We watch other people dancing, we learn from them how they do their moves. We expand vocabulary. Okay? We have many ways to learn. So there's not good or bad. We can do all of them.
Because now I feel pleasure, and in the next moment I do something to take more ways to find this process.
Okay, pleasure, especially for kids. When people who are teaching kids, pleasure is the only, it's a must, it's a necessity. If a kid is not having pleasure, it will learn very little. If the kid is having pleasure from the task, the game he's playing, he will learn a lot and be really very quick.
Emotion.
Hmm?
Emotion is really important.
Yeah. And I'll tell you even more. What is emotion? Do you know what is emotion? Energy motion, yes, energy motion. Emotion, there are many, today even in psychology, there are many streams in psychology that recognize that emotion, they say clearly, is a felt sense. Okay?
Felt sense.
Translate.
Felt sense.
Провалено усещане.
Yes.
Не, почувствано усещане. Почувствано
Точно така. Почувстваш усещане.
Фелт, почувствам някакво падане. Feel, felt.
Every emotion we have, that we call it, emotion is a name to a combination of different physical sensations. So if you feel happy, you feel certain things when you're happy. You sense certain things when you're happy. Yes. And when you're mad, when you're angry, you feel different things. It's a combination of different physical sensations. Really sensations. It's not just somewhere in the mind. It's coming from the body.
Definitely connected to the body.
Yes.
Physically, physical emotion.
Yes. And when
Your emotions is also physical side, right?
Yes.
That means
it's just a way of looking, because when we produce a line of thinking, an image, and we have memories with this image, and the memories are of happiness, you will feel something happening in your body.
Yeah.
If you remember how somebody made something bad to you and you're becoming angry, you feel it in the body. Something will happen in your body. If you make things in your body, you can sometimes find yourself having emotions with no reason.
does it mean that if you don't have a body, you don't have emotions?
Yes.
How do you know that?
Huh?
How do you know that? I don't know.
Emotion, it's a memory. Actually, it's recognized in the mind. It's a map of a memory of sensation.
Yeah.
So it produces one each other all the time. It's one circle. Okay. Okay. So let's get physical again. Let's just walk in and then brush each other. Okay. From the head to the ankles. Just walk. Quicker. Just leave the pants on. Something about negotiation. We'll dance in a moment. When we touch somebody, whatever we do it with our hand, with our leg, with back to back, whatever, it's an exchange of information. Petya. How much information do you have about me? Do you have information about my hand, about my head, about my body, about my legs? How far can you imagine me?
In your hand and your arm. Yes. The hand and the arm. And probably your legs.
Let's do it again. Just talk to the group, please. Can you recall again?
The hand, the arm, and the upper part of the body.
Okay. So it's clear that we can read from our memory. We can read the other person posture, information, and intention. In a way, it's an intention of the other person just by what we feel in the touch. Okay? Because I'm sure Petya knows if I'm just touching her, or I'm leaning on her, or maybe I have intention to send her something. Okay? So, and we do it in a split of a second. We do it very quickly. Most of the time we don't recognize it fully in our mind, but we do translate it to the response of our body. So, when we touch in dancing, it's important that we aware of as much of ourselves as we can. If we are fully aware, we have a clear image of our body, or in a way we are not holding, okay? We have one clear intention and not, okay, I'm touching Petya, but maybe I'll go somewhere else. We're having a clear form. It will be clearer. She will read it clear. Okay? If it will be different, Petya will read different.
But is it important also, I mean, okay, you can be partly with her, but if she's also partly with you, she might not also, like being aware that she needs to listen to you, yes? Because sometimes people just don't listen, they just partly.
Of course. If I'm a leader, I'm taking the role of a leader now. And I'm taking Petya with me. I'm sending a clear message. But I'm doing it with force now. I'm holding her. Now I'm sending a message, and Petya interprets it in her own way. And I'm saying, so if I want her to do something specific, I will have to say it again and again and again and again until she does what I mean, or I'll say it again. I have an intention to send her there. Okay, she understood me. She did what she wanted. That doesn't mean she understood what I maybe I thought something else. But I insisted on clearing myself to her. And somehow she got close to her interpretation is close to what I meant. Okay? But again, it's important that we try, like with the shoe. Remember the soft shoe, the sheep shoe? When you throw the shoe, even if sometimes it's not easy, we have no time, it doesn't really matter now why it's hard for us to get into very clear following our intention, like with the shoe. But it's a work, it's a practice. It's a practice. It's practice, it's sensing and physical practice. I sense, it's a feedback I get, and I translate to action. Feedback, action, feedback, action, feedback, action, feedback. Woo! Action. Okay? I'm clearing myself. Okay. So that's what the dance will do now. Start it simple, back to back. And just find a place, a contact point where you want to send a message. A message which has a clear direction. Somewhere. You say it, actually you do it, and you a little bit take it away. Like I'm saying a sentence and now I have time to listen. I'm sending a message and a little bit back off to listen. Again, sending a message and back off to listen. A little bit. Just release the pressure a little. Okay? I'm giving a message. Okay, well, what's the reaction? Oh, okay. Oh, okay, great. See, a rolling point of contact is a great thing. It really requires a great practice of being, staying together. It opens up other opportunities. But really being together, when you are really together, is it's not only when you're touching together, it's when you really clearly share weight. It's very difficult to share weight if you're not clear with your with where your weight is going, with the direction. Okay? So just for 2 minutes, let's really practice a very simple task of talking in turns. Once you, once me. So just pick a direction and take me till we can't anymore, because there is a wall, there is a floor, or just I can go there anymore, okay? Just insist. But try to in me, so it's more simple. Great. Okay. So you felt just in the beginning, it took a little bit time to find direction. Okay. So from this difficult position, I'm sending my message, and I don't want to change it. I really want to insist there. Okay, so somehow we can't go anymore. Okay, you can really say your turn. If you find it's still negotiation, if it's done or not. Right? Great. So it requires really to, if you feel it's done, just pause, just stay quiet. Okay? And you can help yourself with saying, "Your turn."
There is no, on the push, there is no, the listening. I mean, that sometimes if I go away from you and you are the one that pushes, yes, it's only the push or it's both. Because, you understand me?
Yes, yes. It's, you're right. The going away, it means that just I put a little bit less pressure. Okay? For the clarity of this exercise, if I'm pushing you this way,
Yes.
going away means I just release the pressure a little bit, but I insist on the direction because I didn't want to make it more complex to say, okay, just follow me. Doing something more. Just very simple. This way. Yes. 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 Okay. Your turn. And I'm waiting to chooses to keep my eyes somewhere else. Yeah. And if somehow I don't go the first time, it means that you have to kick harder. Push harder. Okay. Okay. Just for 2 minutes. Okay? You try to find direction and to push here. Who's door?
Is it just the direction and where we go? Or it's what, like I have something in mind and I want it to happen?
Try.
Or it's just
Yes, try to
shoot
be.
from here
Yeah,
to
just
there?
just imagine a line, like an arrow, and just from here
Yes.
to there. Yeah. It's tricky. It's simple, but it's tricky. There's a lot of tension, yes. Very thin. So that's the difficulty of contact. Because this exercise, this following a line in space, it's eventually it sounds easy, but how to combine so goal-oriented task with something that we did before, which is very has a different. It's not a different quality, but it sounds like a different quality of listening. And now we have to do. And listening and doing. Being very open, and now being very punctual, very focused on something. It's all combined. It's us. It should be combined. And sometimes it's not easy to practice. In contact, it's the beauty in contact, and that's the complexity sometimes. Because we can be very airy, very kind of, okay, let's love, let's be happy, but to get it to be accurate, to make a progress, to make it really better, not just learn stance, really to get this listening and functional in the same time. It's not an easy task, because it's not working only on contact improvisation, it's working on yourself. Because when we dance contact, it's the same person who lives outside this room. That's the way you act usually in your own life. But this, you can't fool yourself, because there is a partner. By not doing what you're requesting, he says, hey, you have to practice your alignment, your focusing, or you have to practice your listening. You say it all the time. So it's great because our partner reflects what we have to practice all the time. It's great, sometimes it's not easy. I thought I'm great. Still have a lot to practice. Okay, so let's leave this. It's too much for one meeting, being listening, and let's come back to listening. Let's go to the sponges, okay? You want to drink before? Because I would like to have some time. You're dancing? You want to drink something?
Yeah.
Go drink. Take 2 minutes drink and find the group here. Help to glue it together.
For me, it's very important when many people start to move in one yes, but one homogenic stuff.
Yes, I felt the same when we were doing the close dance exercise with the contact. I felt that I'm a part of 100 legs and arms. I don't know, body, yes, not anymore, because it was, I felt all the people in the room connected to each other somehow.
Important many people to move in one energy, one thinking, not somebody is soft, another is hard. It's so important when this happens. Now I think it's a way to happen this homogeneous stuff. For me it's important, it's good to happen.
There is an energy kind of thing.
Because it's many people now. We are here many people.
Especially if people start jamming or really dancing more intensively, it's really important that the room holds, let's say, level of attention. So everybody in the space is focused. Whatever they are moving slow, moving fast, they are focused. sometimes it happens when people move slow, they're not so much focused to what's happening around. And sometimes those who are moving fast also just busy with flying and so usually you'll see in jams, you'll see both. But it is important that the space is, people call it with different names. The space is clear, everybody is demanded to be focused, mostly because of the safety issue. And it helps people to stay in, because if people are sitting aside and are talking and somebody having a difficult time staying in, it will be easier for him to walk out and sit down. Or for somebody else it will be more difficult to stay focused to the dance. So that's why usually when people jam, it's better to have a focused space and somewhere more aside, a place where people can mingle, have a small talk, hugs, come back. Yeah. Unless you have a really focused jam which has a very specific theme, issue, exercise, core, so then really demands everybody to be.
I feel with this exercise with the smelling, somehow I feel it makes me in a state that I want to move because sometimes like in touching or other senses, it makes me more to experience. I just could stay and experience sensation, but not necessarily feeling kinesthetically desire to do something. But with this, it's more really to move and unite all the senses a little bit. I can do it through this exercise. And I try to watch and to smell at the same time, and to sense. It's different.
Yeah, you can help yourself really during the dance. You can ask yourself if you're really aware of smelling, making this left, right. It brings the animal in you, yeah. It's because it's very primal, it's very basic in the senses, yeah. Smell.
Breath.
Breathe open. But the reason in action, yeah, and also the tuning is from focusing on smell.
Yeah, you can smell hormones sometimes. You can take information about chemistry. Yeah. if you
A busy day. A busy day, okay.
You can smell the energy.
It's in a way it's true. People who are practiced, they can differ. They can notice.
Yeah.
They can notice the smell of fear. They can notice the smell of
like a dog.
of emotion, different emotions. Dogs are very good in this, but we're not practiced as dogs. But there are people who are more sensitive and more practiced in smelling, and they can really smell different things. Yeah. It's a matter of a lot of inter-practice mostly. Yeah, but we do smell. I mean, I don't mean an old smell. When there is a sweat which is old, it really stinks. But we do have a lot of really hormonal action going on, and aphrodisiacs and fear and happiness. It is going out to our bodies. But personally, I don't know when somebody is smelling fear or whatever. But it reacts. It makes us react differently, non-consciously.
I have a question. For me, this kind of dance should be more sensitive, not so physical, but sensitive, to feel with your senses what to do, not to be so physical. It's a question. It should be more sensitive, like to feel with your senses how to move, your body with the other person, or it's more physical, just to go together?
Always both. It's just you choose. If now if your interest is in being more sensual, or you want to practice being more physical, make jumps, or gaining confidence with your hands, making handstand, making rolls. Maybe it's not your interest, maybe it is, I don't know. It's not a necessity. If you don't want to be a contact maniac,
Yeah.
you just want to do it slowly, it's great. Yeah.
It's more psychological, just to feel the body of the other person and to try to go inside of his skin, to feel
Yes.
his energy.
The next question you can ask after a while is the things you don't want to do.
Yeah.
Is it from choice? Are you choosing not to do them because it's not interesting to you, or it's something that for a reason narrows your possibilities? Because there might be a person who will say, no, it's too physical for me. I don't like this effort. I don't like falling down. Why? I want to be touched, and they want to touch, and it's great. Yeah, but it might be that this person is very sensitive in his vestibular system, or has many fears that
Yeah.
can be resolved if practice gradually.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be to go to a circus, but if such person has practice, maybe throwing shoes like we did, running and sometimes bumping into somebody without getting stiff, it's great. It will make a big difference in life also, yes. As a therapist, it's another point of view.
Yeah.
What you choose, what you neglect. You put aside.
Psychological.
Existential.
Was it really interesting this whenever with eyes closed, and so to like imagine to try to feel the surrounding without touching, but to see people around to try to feel or whatever. And it was really interesting for me when I opened my eyes, because when I closed my eyes, I searched the space that far away. You know, I was trying to feel behind me, but this far. And then I opened my eyes and saw like people, there are people in the other end of the room, and I didn't even try to, I wasn't even thinking about them, but they are there and I can sense them for sure. At least somehow try. It was really interesting for me that I didn't try. I was thinking that I can sense only here. To maybe this person here that I know before I closed my eyes, it was here, and this person here, yes, but not something that is
Far away, yeah.
Yes, and this was really interesting because it's closing.
It's good to explore, it's very good. It's important to practice because our senses are made in this order. We have, when we since the moment we born, we care about the very close space to us. Like in the umbri and in the belly, all that matters is what around you. When you're born, you care what's very close to you. You can't even see more than 30 centimeters at the beginning. So that's how we develop. Our senses are meant to tell us about the environment, the close environment, and gradually we learn how to react to more farther things, whether they are danger to us or they are of an interest to us. Maybe it's food is there. When we small, the food is here. When we're bigger, the food, we have to run and hunt it. It's farther away, so we have to see. Yeah. But most of us, in the way we live, have to practice again the sensation, the physical sensation, because we do trust too much the eyes in everyday life. So in order to in order to help contact improvisation and also to help ourselves to balance ourselves, it's great to practice the touch, the smell, the hearing, which give us a more closer sensation. You can join. Yes. Okay. So, thank you for being patient for the challenge I brought to you. Because we could do very physical, very contact-like exercises, teach you specific roles, maybe lifts and stunts. But I think the best way to get something from very short time with you is giving you something different. Because I'm sure that Natasha, Petya, any other teachers here?
Yes. Yeah, master.
Ivo, we'll find ways to teach the physical stuff. There are many ways to teach it. But the bigger jumps for people is really to understand that contact improvisation is for some people, it's a very great challenge, very difficult for them because of their different sensitivities to touch, vestibular, eyes, smell. So, and they need it. Sometimes they need it the most. But sometimes they need a lot of help to get in. And we lose them. I mean the teachers. A lot of time we lose them because we can't bridge to them. Because we're not sensitive enough to their sensitivities. And for those who can practice already, to use the understanding of how the regulatory system works to enhance our skills.
Yeah, last time we talked about this when we finish practice. If you thought, give me something to know what it happened from everybody. That way it's good to give people who teaching. It's good to give something from teacher. Feedback.
So I don't want to take more time of you. I personally I danced contact for many years and tried to figure out what interests me. The last 5 or 6 years I'm doing more and more therapy work. I've studied Gestalt, body process, which is a different way to kind of an approach to understanding of embodiment of memories, sensations, and behavioral patterns. And the last year I'm into a little bit different kind of therapy, which is focusing on treating people, children and adults with different developmental disabilities and learning disabilities, which practically it's everybody. Because it's understanding how we grasp the world around through our senses and helping people to regulate their sensitivities so they can allow themselves to learn. Because when we cannot allow ourselves to open a specific sense, we don't learn things that coming from that sense. Whether it's people who have difficulty with eyes, they can't see far, they can't read for a long time, or they cannot read at all, or people who are sensitive for touch won't come close to contact improvisation and won't come close to any kind of interaction with close interaction with people, they will feel uncomfortable, and we can help them a lot if we can bridge to contact improvisation, because it's a great practice. The whole therapy is practice. You just have to find what to practice on and how gradually, how slow to go, so we don't scare people up, so we don't close them.
Integration.
Yes, integration comes after. The first thing is to make people safe, feel safe. The person for learning has to feel safe. Then we have to find a way to get motivation, a little bit of excitement.
Emotion.
It's a kind of emotion, excitement, yes. We have to stimulate the brain a little bit, because if everything is great, we go to sleep. So if somebody comes when he's full of fears, it's great, we can allow the person to sleep. After a while, it feels safe, okay, we have to shake them up, maybe tickle them a little bit, so they wake up, and then they can start learning. If person has too much information in one of the senses, we can be very aggressive in different ways. We can say, this group is bad, those people, you're not polite, you're intruding my space, the teacher is awful, and go away. Because it's a way of making a wall, because the situation was too frightening, too intimidating. Or a person who already had too much may become numb, really shuts down. Like we faint, we have too much pain or too much excitement, we faint, we fall down. In same way, you can see people in some stage, you see they're there, they can look at you, but they can't see anything really. They can hear, we can talk to them, but they can't process the information because their nervous system is shut down.
Like with the TV.
Yes, like you have too much electricity and it jumps. Those automatic things jumps.
Yes.
Yes, because too much current. It's the same in the brain. When the system gets too much current, too much stimulation in one of the senses, it shuts down. And it takes time till we can recover that sense. And sometimes you can see people will shut down in purpose. If they're sensitive and the situation will get intimidating, they will do more of this. For example, if somebody is irritated by touch, you can find people that will go in a lot of touch till they shut down this sense, and then they're not sensitive in touch. But then they cannot dance. They dance with not really feeling. Or it happens a lot when kids, you can see little kids when they're sensitive in their vestibular system, they will do rocking and they shut down. They're not sensitive anymore. They do it so the world is quiet and everything is closed. They don't hear sounds. They're busy, they stimulate themselves this way, they're rocking or turning around, spinning a lot.
If you turn off then you fall down.
Some they fall down, sometimes they don't fall down, but they shut down. They're a little bit numb. The TV is the one way of shutting down.
Shut you down.
Okay. So you teachers have a great challenge to find a way how to bring more people who are afraid, because it's difficult for them. It's really not an easy task. Because we all say, oh, I'm doing contact improvisation, it's great, it's so fun, come. It's not for me. Because it's a big challenge here. So, and many people say, don't go to big events and do do contact improvisation or do contact improvisation games because it's kind of not making the real contact improvisation. I think it's not true.
And sometimes like dancers, like contemporary ballet dancers, it's like doing nothing.
Yeah.
You know that.
But for them, yes, doing nothing. Yeah. But it's because they're afraid. Sometimes they think, yeah, but sometimes they're afraid because it's losing balance, losing control. Yeah. Great. So I do encourage you all. Teach your neighbors, teach your families, teach them small exercise. Don't frighten them, but teach them small things. Great. Okay.
It's open.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I want to remind that we make the jam with a hat. The hat is on the left side of the piano. На шапка правим джема, ако искате може да решите.